Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Joel. I'm a third semester nursing student, almost going to fourth at Imperial Valley College. And for today's video, it's going to be why I rarely use my nursing textbooks. Now, I do have a lot of textbooks there, but I show this one because this is like the med search one specifically, which has like, how many pages? Over 2,000 pages. And I do find it interesting, like people, they actually, you know, they highlight the living hell out of this, that it looks kind of like a rainbow. Some people learn differently, so I'm just gonna say that disclaimer. You know, if you're a textbook person since you were like very little, you know, this video is probably not for you. But for all the other people that just read through the textbook and they just like stare blank at it, at a piece of paper, and it's like, I don't get it. I'm gonna show you or tell you pretty much why I rarely use the textbook. Now, a little disclaimer again is that if your professor tells you like, oh, well, read only pages from 1510 to 1515, you know, 5 pages, I actually, you know, open the textbook and, you know, glance at it and stuff. But the main concept of this video is that there's other ways for you to get your answers. Now, if the chapter is nephrology, let's just say med surg, so the study of the kidneys. Now, it's a lot of stuff, right? You know, what labs would you look, why those labs are significant, how can you tell like how severe the kidney is related to the labs or to the ultrasounds. You know, there's a lot of factors, right? But people think that everything that you need to know is only in the textbook, and that's the key thing. Only. It's not. There's a lot of YouTube videos, there's a lot of resources up there on internet. Thank God that we live in this era of internet, because if we had no internet, then yeah, this is pretty much the only thing we have, you know, and that's it. And people think like nursing students are like, oh yeah, they memorize this textbook, you know, from the first page to the last page, and they're ready to save the world. In reality, no, we just know very specific things about those chapters or the significant parts. Now, YouTube videos have definitely been a huge thing for me. You know, if you have not been going over YouTube videos to learn your chapters, then you're really missing out, because you're taking 3 or 4 hours out of your day just reading about, maybe you wanted to read the whole chapter and it took you 5 hours to read it, or 6 or 7, and you thought it was really boring, but you're like, oh well, you know, I have to do it, and then you just did practice problems and then you were done. But for me, it takes shorter amount of time to learn the same thing that you learned, but I simplified it. I watched YouTube videos, not only one video, I watched probably like 3 or 4. They each last around like 15 to 25 minutes. And I just go over them, I do my notes there using my iPad and my Notability app, and then that's it, you know. But I really don't make like 5 pages of notes, you know, I just make like the really significant stuff, and that's it. You know, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm good. And if you go with registerednursern.com, which, you know, shout out, she's definitely like a really, really huge person in YouTube for the nursing students, because if it wasn't for her, you know, the big majority of us would probably not be nurses, or at least we would not find some subjects easier than others. There's also Simple Nursing, which, you know, that YouTube channel also is like by far really, really good at explaining anything pretty much. There's like Level Up RN, something like that. I really haven't gone over her, but I do have like a lot of friends that's like, oh yeah, you know, I watch her and she's really, really good. And those friends, like, they also do really good on exams, so I'm gonna take their word for it that it really helps them. But very rarely they tell me like, oh yeah, dude, like I like reading the textbook, or I read the whole chapter. It's like, no, you know, just watching YouTube videos. And if you want to take it another level, which is what I do, is that I watch my videos at double speed in YouTube. Now you might be thinking like, whoa, double speed? It's like, damn, that's amazing. And it's like, that's so damn. But you should try, you know, there's on the options part of, if you're looking at your phone or you're on your computer, where there's like the little, like the setting thing whenever you're looking at a video, click on that, and then it's like playback speed, something like that, and then you can like adjust the speed. Obviously, I didn't just go to double speed in like that, you know, it took a while, but I started with 1.25, you know, when I was watching a video. Maybe like the introduction part, you can skip it with a 125. or maybe there's like some stuff that you do know and you just wanted to go to a specific area but you really don't know where to put it, so that's where like you can put it on 150, 175. But for me, I will watch a video. If it's 30 minutes long, it's actually 15 for me because I put on double speed. So it really doesn't take a lot of time for me. Whenever I'm going over a new concept, I put it at 125 or 150, depending on what it is. If it's like something completely new that I have no idea about. If I'm kind of familiar with it, I go like 175 or 2x speed, and then I stop it to the areas that I really feel I didn't get, or I just want them to repeat it again. So I will go back and put it on regular speed, and then once that part is done, then I would just put it in regular, in double speed again, and then just go on with the video. So you see, like, I take my studying time, which is what, maybe 4 or 5 hours a day. But if the videos that I watch in double speed overall is like an hour, 2 hours, and I really know everything because I watch a lot of videos, then I'm doing the other 2 hours or 2 hours and a half, maybe 3 hours just doing practice questions, and that's only in a day. So that's why I tend to have more free time than a lot of friends that I have, because it's like I really can't just read the textbook. You know, it's not because I can't read or I can't focus. It's just like it's a lot of information that I know I won't need, or it's like a lot of repetitive stuff that it's like I really don't need this. You know, maybe just maybe I just open the textbook to a specific page, to a specific paragraph, I just read it and it's like, okay, I got it. But it's very rarely, you know, I pretty much use it more like a dictionary. You know, when you open and you're trying to look for a word and you just like look at the definitions, like, okay, that's it, and just like toss the book again. But this is really not my main source of learning, and for a lot of students it is, and like they find it really difficult to, like, you know, keep up with the life and then their nursing life and everything, and it's like, oh my god, but I have to read so many chapters, and it's like 50 pages for one chapter, 30 pages for another chapter, and with this other chapter is like 48 pages, and it's like, where am I gonna get the time? And then I say I have pharmacology, and it's like, of course you're not gonna have time, you know, it's like, it's way too much. And I remember when I was in first semester, you know, or even our professor would tell us, like, sometimes, like, hey, you know, you guys, there's some videos really cool on YouTube, you know, that you guys can watch instead of, like, you know, reading. But yeah, you know, you can try it. Just try it right now, and just try it for a week maybe, and not at double speed. Again, go with 125 speed, but you're really gonna see how it changes your learning, and how it tends to be like a little bit more active because you see someone else explain it to you, and you're like, okay, you're just like engaged a little bit more because of their tone, the way they're saying it, and you're like, okay, you're a little bit more engaged, and you're just like reading with your monotone head reading thing, and it's like, it's so boring, I'm just lost. You know, try it like that. And they have like some really good animations on YouTube, especially for Simple Nursing and Raise Your Nurse RN, that just like simplifies everything in her whiteboard, and you're able to see everything. You're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then you have like the free quiz on Simple Nursing, and then also Raise Your Nurse RN. So you have like a lot of resources, and you have like a lot of practice questions you guys can just Google and test yourself. And you're probably gonna get a lot of them wrong, but hey, that's fine, because that's what it's all about. You know, don't beat yourself up because you got like 10 wrong out of 15 in a test bank that you found, or some practice questions. You know, it's fine. You know, that's how you learn, you know, by failing. I rather you to do really, really terrible on practice questions than on the exam. And more likely the questions that you find are not going to be the same as the exam, but the concept is there. Okay, the concept is still going to be there, and if it comes with rationales, which are like the best ones, you're able to see why those rationales are right and why the other ones are incorrect, and that way you can like learn more. And then once the exam comes, you're gonna be like, I remember like seeing something similar to this, and I know it's not this one, this one, or this one, because this one's talk about this, and this one is the right answer because, and then what it is. So that is how you get the maximum result with not a lot of effort. You're still doing a lot of effort, but not as much as if you're reading from page 1 to page 85 covering 3 chapters. You know, it's like just wasting time, really. And some people, especially me, you know, whenever I read something, I have to like reread it over and over again and try to connect it with the things that I already read in the past, and it's a hassle. I just rather be like, okay, you need to learn everything about nephrology. The table of contents or whatever, everything you need to know is in the textbook, so I can probably open it up and be like, okay, it talks about like signs and symptoms, it talks about the labs, it talks about medications, it talks about acute renal failure versus chronic renal failure, it talks about, you know, and you can just put it like you can just write it down, or just hear your ability, or type it out, And those videos are going to be the ones that you're going to be looking for on YouTube or on Google. You know, Google the signs and symptoms. Why are those signs and symptoms really important? What lab values really indicate that it's a chronic renal failure versus an acute renal failure? Kidney stones, what type of kidney stones it is, what is the difference between the 5 types of kidney stones, and what makes each kidney stone specific, what foods should you be avoiding with certain kidney stones. So everything of that, I know it's here somewhere, but I can just like put it on YouTube, like types of kidney stones, and then you're gonna see like whole lectures about it, and it's like 10-15 minutes, and you put it at 125 speed. You probably, because I really doubt the majority of you like people that talk like this. You'd rather have someone like talks a little bit faster, not like double speed faster, but you know, a little bit faster, because you know, you do tend to have like a basic knowledge about stuff, and you don't read something you don't really need for them to emphasize on a particular area, because you're like, oh yeah, I get that, like go a little bit further, like go. And with these videos, you know, you're able to just like 125 speed. If you feel like they talk really slow, or yeah, really slow, you can just put like 1x 1.5, and you know, it speeds it up a little bit more, not to the point that you really can catch on, but you know, that you feel engaged and you're like, okay, yeah, okay, yes, and yeah, that's pretty much gonna make your learning experience a little bit easier and a little bit more pleasant too, because you're getting to everything that you need to know quicker, and you're able to take your notes. You have some really good notes, you're doing really good practice questions over and over again, and when the time comes for the exam, you're gonna be like, it's easy. You know, there hasn't been an exam that I'm like not anxious or not, yeah, like in every exam I'm like, oh god, because it's normal. It doesn't mean that you're not prepared, but whenever those times come, because they always come, in every single exam, I don't think there has been like any exam that I'm like, you know what, it's gonna be a piece of cake. I know. And I remember like a tutor told me that if you ever feel like that, you're probably gonna fail. Because in every exam I'm like, oh damn. And I remember like the tutor would tell me like, no, like you have the concept, you have everything down, like you shouldn't be stressed about it. But it's natural for us to feel like that. So don't feel discouraged, and don't think that you haven't done enough. You did plenty, and just remember everything that you did, everything that you studied, and then you're gonna feel a little bit better. Just know that everybody has the same feeling. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna summarize this whole video. I hope this really helped you in your learning. I hope it makes your learning experience a little bit better. So you guys still here until the end of this video. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.